1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
It wasn't always
offsides, wasn't it?
Yeah, offside. Yeah. It wasn't really effective in a sense. I didn't really see it as, wow, it's outstanding, it's working constantly. But I mean, AI is it's progressing through day by day, and I mean, whether we like it or not, it will be everywhere around us constantly as time goes on. So I mean, seeing it coming into football, it's not really a surprise now, really. I mean, it's already integrated in a lot of things, so I mean, it might help in a sense because some managers don't really see some of the weaknesses in the team. So for some of those managers, it will help them, especially maybe in like the smaller clubs in a sense, who can't, they're trying to figure out which link maybe that help them get the edge. That one player that might just bring them over to maybe even get into the top 10s. It could help, but also we don't know what the downsides of it yet, considering it's still new.
Yeah. This is just for the managers for now. Yes, bruv.
It's just for the managers. I suppose it depends how they define or how AI defines the weakest link, the weakest player. Now we see all sorts of stats now, don't we, for how far they've run, how many passes they've made successfully. It's amazing the detail to which it goes in. But yeah, an AI let's face it, can do pretty much anything we want it to do. But I'm not so convinced really about it. For example, if we assume that the definition of a really good player is someone who runs the greatest distance, which I suspect will come into it, because that is a sign of, somebody like Bernardo Silva, he must have license to go all over the pitch. He's excellent, isn't he? He appears as a central defender one minute, then he's out on the wing, and he's been so effective for Manchester City. It's amazing. And of course, he's about to leave as well. So he would, I guess, get a very good score on the AI monitoring stats. But what about somebody, for example, like Messi? Now, okay, that's the other end of the spectrum in the sense of activity. But what would AI say about him? Because you could look at Messi, not just in the latter stages of his career like now, but some could almost say he's a lazy player. He wasn't tracking back defending. That wasn't his style at all. He would just wait for the ball to come to him. Everything seemed to revolve around him when the ball was there. And of course, he had this magical ability to get round players and do all sorts of things most mortal players could never do. But I suspect, I could be wrong, but I suspect an AI look at his stats, defining is he one of the best, would say, well, yeah, he's pretty good because he scores some goals and he can dribble, but actually he doesn't run very far. So again, it all depends on the way they run this. And I would be a bit cynical, to be honest, of weakest player. It'll put a lot of pressure on players to run more and perhaps do things against their natural game. But there's a kind of a general point on this, and I know it's not necessarily AI related, but as Tony said, it's the evolution going through football and through everything else. When you see Arteta or Glasner and sometimes Pep on the sideline, arms waving to their players, do this, whistling and shout all the time. Really, I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. A lot of managers don't do that, but those three in particular, they do. And I do wonder just how often the player they might try to be catching the attention of, it will deliberately not look over at them. For goodness sake, these guys are playing football. They train all the week. They're
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
They're responding, as well as creating proactively, hopefully, with the things they train on and the coaches tell them. they're set-piece coaches, but also they're reacting to what's happening. And I don't quite know why one of those managers thinks from the sideline that they know better what someone should be doing. It's not just everybody up at the end or everybody back. It is more that they seem to want to get involved in every part of the game, every move of the game. And I've never really understood that. As far as I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not something Alex Ferguson ever did. I think he used to just sit. He may have stood up sometimes, but I don't believe he was pointing to the players, telling them what to do. If he went through a stage of doing that, then I'm wrong. And it just brings to mind the one thing about Alex. He would sit on the sideline there, and then I think it was Mike Whelan, one of his assistants, who then decided to burst a balloon that had come to their feet. It made Alex jump out of his skin. Mike laughed, and Alex really sort of gave him a roasting or a look at least. And that was one of the funniest things of that season, I thought. But no, Alex didn't. He was probably the best manager we've ever had in the Premier League. I think he used the thing of fear. He put the hair dry treatment and all that. But it worked at that time for him and his teams. They became invincible. And, I didn't see him shouting instructions from the touchline. Now, whether he would have liked this AI revolution, I don't know. Maybe I get the impression he'd say, "Oh, a load of rubbish. I'll tell the players what they need to know and what they need to do." So, yeah, it's a thing of its time, and we have to look at it and live with it. But a bit like VAR, it's going to have its problems as well.
Right. Would the benefit outweigh the
You hope
problems?
so. Yeah, you hope so.
That'll be a good thing then, wouldn't it?
We only hate VAR when it's not against your team. That's the only time when we're with VAR. Any other time, we're like, nah, scrap it. We don't want it.
Well, perhaps we're coming on to VAR in a minute, because I don't wholly agree with that, Tony. I think there are real issues with VAR, but we're not getting there yet, I suppose, are we? So I'll wait till you introduce the subject.
Okay. Now, so the next one is UEFA left furious as TNT Sports make major Champions League final decision. This is the decision. The Champions League final will not be broadcast for free in the UK for the first time in 34 years, with TNT Sports reportedly irritating UEFA by opting to charge fans to watch the game. How much of a difference would that make? I don't ever remember any of the UEFA games being on telly for free. Do you? Does anyone? Am I missing something?
It's a championship.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on